First time I came across him was at a pool hall in Worcester during Rock and Shock, and he asked for one of my Misfit pins, mainly because it had a skull. And when I met him many years later in Burbank at the recording studio, he remembered me from back then. I think it was like 2009, 2010. I guess I made quite an impression on him.
So we'd done the ball of light, we'd filmed the effects, and we put that scene together. We didn't have a voice. And we were talking with our friend Jessica Dwyer about who we could get, and Tony's name came up, and we thought, well, this is perfect. And he agreed to do it.
I was ecstatic. I was a huge fan of him playing Worf's brother Kern, who was a Klingon in Star Trek The Next Generation. When we first met, we started talking Klingonese, which Mike probably didn't know what we were doing. But I said Qapla' to him, because Qapla' in Klingon means success. And as soon as I said that, he had a smile on his face and started talking Klingon back to me.
When he came to record, I was almost starstruck. Like, you know, Candyman was a hugely important film for me as a kid. And to be able to work with him, it was amazing. The Dreamlands are like this separate Alice in Wonderland, magical Lovecraft land. It's like he has his creepy world, and then there's the world of the dreams, it's like a separate world. This is beyond the world of the dreams. He said this is beyond what your kind calls infinity. It is. This is like way out there. These things live with, time for them means nothing.
Exactly. So they check serial numbers, no, they swap it, and the session is great, right?
Wow.
So every time Whitney went to his studio, he requested that very same microphone, that serial number.
And they both loved it.
Yeah, and they nicknamed that a microphone the Whitney.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And this is that microphone.
That's amazing.
And that's it.
And there's her name on it.
Yeah, and this is the microphone she sang the song for The Bodyguard.
Wow. I will always love you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we have this one to try with
That's
you.
amazing, man.
And this one is
Sweet.
the same story, but with Barbara Streisand. This is the same
Two of
story.
my favorite vocalists.
Okay, cool.
Look at that. That's awesome. So we're going to do two different tracks?
So
right in the middle or what?
No, what I would like you to do is just speak, just talk.
For a month to dwell in a dungeon cell, going thin and wizened in a solitary prison, is a poor lookout for a soldier stout, longing for the rattle of a complicated battle.
Good job.
Comprised of matter and energy. What kind of being are you?
A human.
I have never heard of such a thing.
Who are you?
My kin and I study the secrets of existence. My kin and I study the secrets of existence. We live beyond form, beyond the stars.
What was really cool was, when we were working, he wanted to collaborate. He really just got into it. He gave this amazing performance, kept refining it and working on it and making mistakes and working past the mistakes, and just was working with a master.
Oh, what is this Celephaïs? What is this Celephaïs? Is it another human like yourself?
Building on the moment, and then after that we can just do some punch-ins. Celephaïs. Celephaïs. Yes.
There was no egos at all. It was just us creating art, and it's fun. He loved the script and was open to any way of interpretation, which my co-creator, Michael Neel, helped him through it as a process.
The character is more of like a curious scientist.
Okay.
So it's not necessarily sinister. Even at the end when he says separating your atoms,
Right.
think of like, what would a scientist do to, a scientist gets a mouse. They're not thinking about the humanity. They're thinking about, well, what makes it work?
I wonder if a life form such as yourself is a simple organism on the inside, or deceptively complex and intricate. My kind will learn much by separating your atoms, and perhaps we will finally get the answers to the secrets of the universe.
The monologue he has is from the story. So it's even more important because someone of his experience and gravitas and talent to read something that is very dense. I mean, Lovecraft is not easy to read. To have him do it and pull it off is pretty amazing.
There are not many beings who know what wonders are open to them in the dreams of their youth. For when as children they listen and dream, they think but half-formed thoughts. And when as adults they try to remember, and when as adults they try to remember, they are dulled and prosaic with the poison of life.
And when you do that little monologue about when as children we dream, that one,
Yeah.
that's like imparting wisdom you've learned. You're the only person in the whole film that's actually told him that, because you're the only one that actually knows it.
Got it.
Make sense?
Perfect.
All right, cool.
There are not many beings who know what wonders are open to them in the dreams of their youth. For when as children they listen and dream, they think but half-formed thoughts. And when as adults they try to remember, they are dulled and prosaic with the poison of life.
Yes. Yes. I seek those wonders. Can you point me in the right direction?
Oh, no, that is not possible. We are in a place beyond what your kind calls infinity.
He really wanted this film to succeed, and it really touched me to have him say that.
Michael, Neel, and I did see him again at the PB Essex Museum when they were showing Candyman, and he came off the stage and approached us in the audience, which was so sweet. I'm sure the person who ran the show was probably wondering, why is he going to the audience?
And we'd hoped to work with him again. I wrote another role for him, a couple roles actually. And unfortunately he passed away since then.
He was a gentle giant, just a terrific creative soul, which we were all sad at his passing. It was so great to meet him and work with him. Yeah, wonderful time, wonderful memory too.
It was definitely one of the highlights of my career. He was a sweet, wonderful person, and he will certainly be missed. I do think it's fitting for one of his final roles to be a sentient ball of light, talking about all this sci-fi stuff, and I'm honored to have him in our movie.
My kind will learn much by separating your atoms, and perhaps we will finally get the answers to the secrets of the universe.